gonna go try to grab one from the men from the band. Darren's gonna go get one out of the band. So what had happened was we had to move everything because they're going to do the production. So he'll be right back. Alright, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody got a lot of rest. Got your energy out. Do note that we are rolling into what is this, the second week of the second quarter. Alright. Also too, the 11th, correct? Or is it the 8th? 8th is parent teacher.
15th.
Alright, so November 15th. November 15th, parents get to meet us beautiful teachers. Teachers get to meet your beautiful parents and discuss you guys in the school. All right. If you have not attended this school, how you receive your report card is via student-led, or this one, which is a parent-teacher conference. That is how you get your report card. We want your parents to come up. We want your parents to sit down and talk to us about you, just like we're going to talk to them about you. All right, so this first one is very important, that all parents show up. You cannot represent your parent. It's impossible. If that was the case, you guys would be paying your own bills. All right, so we want your parents to come up on the 15th. These guys got announcements.
All right, so Friday, End Zone for Hope, we made $363. If people forgot, I told the green team, the winning team, what they could do today and tomorrow. They're picking what I wear today and tomorrow.
All right, so I like that, and I'll try to throw in there maybe sometime this week. If not, I'll catch you next week. I'll get you guys some pizza, that winning team. So I did that last year. To all the people that participated in that tournament, from 5th and 6th grade on up, it was a good tournament. I hate that a lot of people really didn't pay attention to the games. I know that it was a day for you guys to not have to worry about class, but I think that if you guys want sports, all right, you got to support it. The ladies who did the cheering, these ladies deserve a clap. All right, you always end up with people, ladies, that want to spectate. So I'm telling y'all to keep going. I like the fact that you guys stayed out there and did cheers while the guys were playing. And that shows that there is some, couldn't find it. There is some want for sports. Now we just got to get people to pay attention to what's going on and not use it as a social time. Social is good, but support the people who are participating. All right, Jackie's got an announcement.
The bake sale didn't go quite as well as his did, but we made like $100. But besides that, I actually had fun out there. It was pretty good. Everything was organized.
So listen up.
think the times are going to be at lunchtime to the end of the day. I didn't grab the sign-up sheet last Friday because the football tournament ended really late. So I'm going to leave it there today, but I'm going to take it home tonight and get the teams by tomorrow, okay? You got high schoolers had to pay $4, middle schoolers had to pay $3, and teachers had to pay $5. Hey, listen. $1. Now, also, I'm going to bring this up. We're not going to use those old balls. I'm going to buy some balls for dodgeball. So, if you have your team meet tomorrow, you got to wear the same kind of shirt too. So,
all right. So, listen up. I know these fundraisers to y'all seem like, why they hitting us up for money. Listen, this money is for student council. It's for the school. All right. This is nothing that I'm pocketing. These guys aren't pocketing anything. We got dances coming up. We got movie nights coming up. This is all student council. So I hear a lot of people walking around groveling, talking about we don't do this, we don't do that. You got to come and support the stuff. All right. The best thing I can say is for all the people last year who missed prom, shame on you, because we kicked it. All right. And everything that we do here, if you bring the energy, stay with me, guys. If you bring the energy and make it fun, it will be fun. We got a school production that's great start. Yeah. All right. What I want to say to the people who are participating in this production, bring the energy. All right. Ms. Reiner, she's in there with you guys. Bring the energy. The people will support y'all. All right. Classmates, we will support. So let's have a good day. Dr. J is great takeover. I'm a little hoarse from football games all weekend, so let's have a good week.
In case you need to raise money, one way that I found to raise money was in college. I used to drop into a restaurant, and then I would sing a song. And then I'd tell them after I sang the song that I was going to stay here until they paid me money. And if they sent me a check every month, I wouldn't come in and sing. But the minute I didn't get a check that month, I was at that restaurant. Another way you might need to raise money, you're having a dance, ladies. I got paid not to dance with the girls. So all you got to do is pick out. All right, I need a little help here. I need 2 volunteers. All right, you had your hand up quick. All right. I need you over at that book. I need you over at that book over there.
You got it, sir.
I got what? I want you to tell me which ship this is. Which boat is this? Are these 2? Which boat are these 2? Near, far, wherever we... You just stand there for the rest of the day, okay? I want to show you my impression. I want to show you my impression of a man falling 20 stories from the top of a building. I want to show you a man that missed his bus and is trying to catch it. All right, I need one more volunteer. Wow, your hands go up quick. foot. Hold your foot. I want you to tell me which restaurant he is.
Well, I would not fall for you.
Smells like you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are a little what if you knew that this was your last month? What if you knew that you were about to die? What if you knew that you would no longer be here this same time next month? How would that affect your conversation? What is it that you would say? What is it that you'd have to say? What would you say to your parents? What would you say to your family? What would you say to the people you were trying to understand yourself? What would you want to say in leaving a legacy? The Apostle Paul was facing his last month in life. He had been arrested for preaching the gospel. He had already been arrested for killing Christians because he was trying to kill the faith. And then he became a Christian, and he lived his life trying to save the faith, and he got arrested and thrown in jail. He spent his last 2 years in his own small house that they gave to him, where he could meet people and talk to them about Jesus, but he was under heavy guard. And then he was put into a prison where he couldn't stand up. He could not get up more than stay on his knees because the prison was so small. The food they gave him was mostly wet bread, which he had to eat on a regular basis, and he knew that he was going to be beheaded soon. Now, the question is, what would Paul have to say? Paul, knowing that he's about to die, I want you to listen to his last words. I have fought the good fight. I have kept the faith. Henceforth is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord himself shall give me. I want to talk to you a little bit about Paul's last words. I have fought the good fight. Now, some of you are young. Some of you are really young. But some of you are young. You don't know what life is going to be like. And one of the things you're going to find out, and you'll remember that I said this over a period of time, is that your life is a fight. You will be fighting for your life all the rest of your life. There are people who want to see you defeated in life. There are people that won't like you when you get a promotion in jobs. There are people who don't like you because you've got a relationship that's working. Maybe a marriage and a family that's working, and theirs is not. You're going to find that there are people that are jealous about you every day, people in church, people at work, people in your family that are going to hope that you don't succeed. Life is a fight. Even when Jesus came and lived a short 33 years, he had to fight for his own life. He had to stand up to people who were going to kill him. He had to walk right through crowds. He insisted on living his life and teaching about God because that was his purpose. You're going to find out, whatever purpose you have, that you're going to have to fight for your life. You're going to have to fight for your success. And I don't care how successful you become, you're going to find out that people do not like you being successful. You've already tasted some of it. American Idol is just like that. They push to be a star. And then they're very jealous and hurt when they're not a star. You will push to be a star too. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should try to be a star. You should understand how sacred you are. You should understand how important your life is. But you should not allow yourself to be fought down when somebody goes against you. And there are plenty of people that will go against you. When I put out my sermons, I get all kinds of feedback from people that say, we loved your sermons, we're very glad you put them out. But I also get feedback from people who say, we don't want to hear that religious nonsense. We don't want to listen about God. We don't want to talk about these things. I don't care what it is that you're doing. You're going to meet resistance. That's part of human life. Paul said, I have fought the good fight. And let me warn you, from this point on, you need to know that your life is going to be a fight. And I don't know what your dreams are. I don't know what you want to do with life. But in order for you to experience those dreams, you've got to fight for them. You've got to overcome and work at making them work. You're going to have to fight for a good family. You're going to have to fight to keep from having a divorce. It's very easy to quit. It's very easy not to carry on with the things you're doing. And it's very easy to say, I don't want to believe in God. I don't want to follow the Ten Commandments. I don't want Jesus in my heart. It's easier to walk the other way. It's easier to say, I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to get over there and try to save you. I'm not going to rescue you. I'm not going to help you. And that's what you'll get 90% of the time. Most people don't want to help you. Most people have to fight for a good fight. But Paul said to Timothy, when Timothy was writing down what Paul was saying, you know what? I have fought the good fight. I have run the race. That's another part of life. Whether you like it or not, you've got to be able to run the race. Some of you don't have the guts. Some of you will never make it to the finish line. Some of you don't have the guts to become Christians. Some of you don't have the brains to read the Bible. Some of you don't have the understanding or the tenacity to forgive your enemy. It's not an easy thing to live. Nothing good is. Paul said, I have fought a good fight. I have run the race. You've got an ending if you'll run towards it. You need to keep at it. You need to work at it. You need to fight the good fight. You need to run the race. And then Paul said, I have finished the course. One of the easiest things not to do in this day and age is not to finish. We don't have to finish our marriage. We can get a divorce in no time at all. We don't have to raise our kids. We can drop them off at the hospital anytime we like. We don't want to understand that we've got to go to work and be there on a regular basis. It's much easier to quit. It's much easier not to pay attention to our friends, our family. It is easy not to finish. I'm asking you to reconsider your life and to promise yourself you're not going to quit. First of all, and I know it's not easy, you don't want to quit high school. You want to stay at high school and finish your degree. It may not seem that important now, but 10 years from now, it'll be sitting on you in a very important manner. I continued on to college. I continued on to get my doctorate. And when I was done with my first doctorate, I said to one of my best friends, a professor from my college, Dr. Besanson, I called him and said, I promised you that when I got my doctor's degree, I would tell you that I had gotten it. And he said, that's good. Now, what's next? I said, what do you mean, what's next? He said, where are you going to get your next doctorate? I said, my next doctorate? I don't want to go to school anymore. I'm tired of school. He said, buddy, you go to school, you finish your life. You know, he was right. I went and I got my second doctorate, and I never regretted it. I don't know where you are, but it's not easy to finish high school. Finish high school. Promise yourself you're going to go to graduate school and get it done. 20 years from now, you will be grateful that you did it. You've got a world that is a mess. You've got a world that is in a lot of trouble. You can help straighten it out. But more than that, you need to straighten out your own life. You need to stay at school and work on it and make it work. You know, I don't think I have the tenacity that Paul had. I don't have the strength. I don't have the courage. I don't have the power that Paul had when he had the strength to have the faith that he kept to fight that good fight. Paul was a strong man, stronger than I've ever seen. And in my ministry, I can't tell you how many times I've been weak. You're weak like I am. We're all weak. We all make mistakes. We all try to look like we're successful, but we all have problems. I had to do something. I teach a online class from people from all over the world. And I had to slide something off the computer onto another computer. I didn't know how to do it. I've been teaching that class now for 15 years. I didn't know how to do it. My assistant came up to me and said, I know how to do it, and she did it for me. Now, I look like I know just how to handle that computer, but I don't. I have spots where I'm very weak. I have spots where I get very scared. I have spots where I don't know what to do. There are times when I have to speak in front of a crowd and I don't feel sufficient. But that's what fighting the good fight is. Believing in yourself, understanding that you are sacred, that nobody is like you, and that you can change the world. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your value. If I hold a diamond in my hand and toss it into the ocean, or if I hold a diamond in my hand and give it to somebody, it doesn't change its value. If I understand its value, I can do what I want with it. It stays a diamond. So do you. You stay a diamond with God. Even if everybody in this room accepted Christ in their heart and gave their lives to him, and you decided not to, Jesus would be lonely because of you. He sees you as a diamond. What shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and suffer the loss of his own soul? You are worth more to God than a diamond. You need to know your value, and you need to fight that good fight and make yourself worthwhile. Now, you won't always believe in yourself. You'll run into weaknesses. Accept the weaknesses and push through. And that's probably my final point. That the reason it's called salvation when you receive Christ is because you are saved from yourself. I don't have to rely on you to get me to heaven. Having received Christ in my heart, God promises me that I will be okay. He says that he will take care of me. Now, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to be afraid for a lot of reasons. There are a lot of things that I'm going to do wrong. But Jesus said he doesn't care. As far as the east is from the west, I will remember your sins no more. I will neither leave you nor forsake you. God will take care of you. Once you receive Christ in your heart, he grabs hold of your life, and he will never let you go. And you no longer have to depend on yourself to get to heaven. You depend on Jesus to take care of you. I can't emphasize to you how much it's difficult to fight this world. It's difficult to fight the good fight. It's difficult to run the race. It's difficult to keep the faith. You don't have to do it. Once you receive Christ in your heart, Jesus will do it for you. One final thought. Paul could not stand up in that prison he was in. His eyesight was so bad from the light, he couldn't see. He was not allowed to write. Most of the New Testament that you see, Paul had to quote to Timothy, and Timothy had to write for him. Paul could not stand up. He couldn't get around. His bones were literally creaking because he couldn't move in that jail. Listen to what Paul said. Now, if I were Paul, I would have written and I would have complained. I would have said, look, I don't like this jail, God. I don't like this faith you gave me. I don't understand what you're doing to me, and I don't like the fact that I'm about to die. But that's not what Paul wrote. Paul said, who shall separate me from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or the sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep to the slaughter. No. In all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither height nor depth, nor principalities nor powers, nor things present nor things to come, nor life nor death, nor any other creature shall be able to separate me from the love of God which is found in Christ Jesus our Lord. What is it that has separated you from God? Whatever it is, it's not worth it. Ask Jesus in your heart. Give him the chance to take charge of your life. Keep the faith. Become somebody that has a message that will change the world. It was said in Oxford Theological Seminary that Winston Churchill was coming to speak. People from all over the world came to the seminary to listen to him speak. They had a program that lasted almost 2 hours. Bands were playing, people were marching, everybody was singing. Finally, it was time for Winston Churchill to stand up and give his speech. He came to the podium He walked up to it as best he could, held onto the podium and said, "Never give up. Never give up. Never, ever give up." And then he sat down. Listen to Winston Churchill. Never give up. God bless you.
Getting to know you type of thing. So that's alright?
I'm doing better than that. Really. I'm so blessed and taken care of, you know. But I gotta admit, I get down sometimes because of my injury.
Yeah, I still like look at the chair.
That's okay.
But then again, we saw you in a coma, so.
Well, that's what my family says.
Come a long way from there.
That's right. That's true. Not very far.
Yeah, it's not easy. But as you mentioned a couple of times this morning, blessed 100 different ways, and it's just
That's true of all of us. Everybody should be in my situation. That's true of all of us. Family's good?
You're not done yet. It's not over.
No.
That motivation, just even stuff that I've enjoyed for years. Doing some work on my car that I've been working on for 25 years. I'm this close to, just it needs to be painted and new carpets and stuff. And it's gonna be gorgeous. And it's just, what do I do when it's over? I'm almost afraid to finish it.
When I was sick, I got a flight simulator, and I flew all kinds of planes. Hi, buddy. Good to see you. But I have trouble turning it on the computer now. I'm not real anxious to fly in the crash anymore.